Good morning, this is Danny, and today is Saturday, April 4. I think it's day 9 of our stay-at-home order, and I'm glad you're joining me today. Thank you for being with me. Today I want to ask you a question. So I'm just curious if there are projects that you've been working on, or maybe you've actually completed, that you took on as a result of our stay-at-home order. You figured you had time to take advantage of, and you were going to be looking for something to do, and so you found a project that you could work on. I know Pastor David talked about a week or so ago that he and Rachel had some closets that he needed to clean out, and so they spent some of the time doing that. I know I had a sprinkler repair that needed to be done. I had called somebody to do it, and then I had a schedule conflict with them. This was before the stay at home, and so once they couldn't show up to do it, and I figured I was going to have time, I just took it upon myself, said I can do that, and so right around the first day of our stay at home, I went to Lowe's to get some pieces and parts that I needed for the repair, and I walked to the aisle with the sprinkler stuff, and it was packed and full of people. And I'm thinking, what in the world? And I finally had a chance to talk to the gentleman to help me, because I didn't know exactly how to buy the parts that I needed. And I said, I can't believe how crowded it is. He said, everybody had the same idea you did, and that is to get your sprinklers fixed during the stay-at-home order. So there are some projects that everybody is working on. But are there stay-at-home projects that you have? So maybe closets you had to clean out, or different projects like sprinklers and home repairs that you decided to do. I know when we were raising the boys here, it seemed like, and even sometimes even today, it seems like there are some projects that they're never finished. It just, no matter how much time I spend on it, I still could spend more time and fix it. Betsy used to say when the kids were young that she could never catch up with the laundry. We raised 3 boys, and you never are finished with the laundry. There's always another load to do. And same with the dishes. There's always more dishes to wash when you're raising kids at home. And I can imagine the families that are home now with kids from school, just cleaning up and picking up after kids can be a full-time endeavor. I know also for me, it seems like the garage is always something. As soon as I clean it, it just seems like there's still more stuff I could do, more organizing I could do, more cleaning I could do in our garage. Well, you know that in some way that could describe the way God works on us. That it's not finished, or at least it's not finished yet. Actually, sometimes I feel like I'm like this job that never gets done for God, that He does work on me, and then I'm right back where I started, or I feel like I should be making more progress. Do you ever feel like that? Should be making more progress than I'm making? There are 2 verses in Philippians that describe the work of God, Him working. One of them is Philippians 1:6, and it says this, "And I am sure of this, that He who began a good work in you will bring it to completion at the day of Jesus Christ." That's Philippians 1:6. And then Philippians 1:13, and I'm going to start in verse 12, says, "Therefore, my beloved, as you have always obeyed, so now, not only as in my presence, but much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. For it is God who works in you, both to will and to work for His good pleasure." So God is working on us. We're the project. We are His stay-at-home project, working on us. But there are 2 aspects of God's work on us that's really different than our work that we have, or at least that I have, around my house. And one is, in verse 6, it says that He's going to bring it to completion, that there will be a completion date. And so in spite of the fact that sometimes it seems to me like no progress is being made, maybe you feel that way too, that even though the Bible says God's working on you and you can believe it, you just look at the progress and go, it doesn't seem like I'm making the progress that I need. Well, I want to give you confidence today. Because of the work of Jesus in our lives, He's going to bring the work in us to completion at the right time. The day of Jesus Christ is what it says. So it's the appearing of Jesus. He's going to bring his work in us to completion. So don't lack confidence. God is working on us, and he's going to bring it to completion. And the second facet of that, which is probably more encouraging to me, is that when it describes God's work in us in verse 13 of chapter 2, it says, it uses the descriptor God's pleasure, for good pleasure. And so it's not a chore for God to work on us. It is his pleasure. Some of you may have a hobby that you enjoy doing, something that you craft with your hands, or something you do in the outdoors, but I kind of get this idea that we're a hobby of God's, something that he enjoys doing. And he's working on us. He's going to bring it to completion, and he's going to do it at his pleasure. It's something that brings him joy to do. One of the things that Betsy has done around the house, once we first had the order, is she pulled out a puzzle. Again, I heard that puzzles sold out at the stores, but Betsy had one. She loves to do puzzles, and so she has a tabletop puzzle that she's doing, and she said, hey, we can work on this together. And I've sat down 2 or 3 times for about 5 or 10 minutes, and I can't put one piece together. And yet she's got it almost complete, because she's really good at putting together a puzzle. She has the patience and the eye to do it. And I think that's the way it is with God. For me, I get frustrated. I can't do it. It's a chore to me to do. But God working on me, he's going to bring it to completion, and it brings him great pleasure to do it. And that's the way he's working on you. Today, take joy in knowing that God is working on you. God bless you. Have a great day.